Welcome to our detailed guide on propagating jade plants, one of the most beloved and easy to care for houseplants. Known for their thick, woody stems and lush, oval-shaped leaves, jade plants have graced indoor environments for decades. Not only are they admired for their aesthetic appeal and minimal care requirements, but jade plants are also popular for their ability to bring good luck and prosperity to their owners. In this video, we will delve into the world of jade plant propagation. Whether you're looking to expand your own collection of jades or share these charming plants with friends and family, understanding how to propagate them effectively is essential. We'll explore the two main methods of propagation, leaf cuttings and stem cuttings, each offering a reliable way to create new plants from your existing jade. By the end of this tutorial, you'll be equipped with the knowledge to successfully propagate jade plants, ensuring healthy growth and continued enjoyment of these delightful succulents. Let's get started. Propagating jade plants is a rewarding practice that allows enthusiasts to expand their collection or share a beloved plant with others. Jade plants, scientifically known as Crassula ovata, are succulents renowned for their resilience and ease of care, making them ideal candidates for propagation. The process of propagation involves creating new plants from parts of an existing plant. In the case of jade plants, this is commonly achieved through either leaf cuttings or stem cuttings. Each method taps into the natural ability of these succulents to regenerate and form new roots and shoots from their leaves and stems. Leaf cuttings involve using a single leaf from a jade plant to grow an entirely new plant. This method is particularly fascinating because it demonstrates the plant's ability to regenerate from even a small portion of itself. However, leaf cuttings generally take longer to develop into a full-sized plant compared to stem cuttings. Stem cuttings, on the other hand, use a segment of the plant's stem, complete with multiple leaves. This method tends to produce a new plant more quickly since the cutting is larger and often includes several growth points. Stem cuttings are especially useful for reshaping or resizing the parent plant, while also providing material for new plants. Both methods of propagation are enhanced by the jade plant's succulent nature, which stores water within its leaves and stems, thus supporting the cutting during the initial growth phases when it has not yet developed roots. Before embarking on the propagation of jade plants, it is essential to choose the right time and gather all necessary tools and materials to ensure a successful process. The ideal period for propagation is during the warmer months, typically from spring through early fall, when jade plants are in their active growth phase. This timing takes advantage of the plant's natural growth cycle and warmer temperatures, which can significantly enhance the rooting process. To begin, gather the following tools and materials. Pruning shears or sharp scissors. These are used to make clean cuts on the plant, which help prevent infection and ensure quicker healing of the cut surfaces. A well-draining potting mix specifically designed for succulents or cacti is crucial as it prevents water retention around the new roots, reducing the risk of rot. Suitable containers with drainage holes are necessary to allow excess water to escape, which is vital for the health of succulents. While not essential, using a rooting hormone can encourage quicker and more robust root development. The preparation of the plant material involves selecting healthy leaves or stems from an existing jade plant. It is important to choose parts of the plant that are free from disease, pests, and damage. When removing leaves or stems, make the cut as close to the main stem as possible to ensure a clean detachment. If using stem cuttings, select stems that have at least 2 to 3 leaf nodes, as these are the points where new roots and shoots will emerge. After obtaining the cuttings, they must be allowed to dry and callus over for a few days before planting. This drying period is critical, as it helps to form a protective barrier over the cut surface, minimizing the risk of rot and infection when the cutting is planted. Propagating jade plants using leaf cuttings is a simple and effective way to multiply these succulents. The process begins by selecting a healthy, fully developed leaf from an existing jade plant. It is crucial that the leaf is intact with no signs of damage or disease, as a healthy start increases the chances of successful propagation. Once a suitable leaf is selected, gently twist and pull it away from the stem, ensuring it detaches with a clean snap. This helps preserve the integrity of the leaf base, which is vital for rooting. After removal, the leaf must be set aside in a warm, dry place to allow the cut end to dry out and form a callus. This drying period typically takes a few days and is critical because it prevents the leaf from absorbing too much moisture when planted, which can lead to rot. After the callus forms, the next step is to prepare the planting environment. Fill a small pot with a well-draining succulent or cactus potting mix, which helps prevent water retention around the new roots and reduces the risk of rot. Place the calloused end of the leaf on top of the soil, ensuring that it does not burrow beneath the surface. This position allows the leaf to receive adequate air and light, which are essential for the development of new roots. Watering the newly planted leaf cutting is the next crucial step. The soil should be thoroughly watered initially, then allowed to dry out completely before the next watering. This cycle mimics the natural arid conditions that jade plants thrive in, encouraging the cuttings to develop roots in search of moisture. As the leaf begins to root, tiny new plants will start to form at the base of the leaf. This growth can take several weeks to a few months, depending on environmental conditions such as temperature and light. Patience is essential during this phase, as overwatering or disturbance can hinder the delicate process of root and shoot development. Propagating jade plants using stem cuttings is another highly effective method that often leads to quicker establishment and growth compared to leaf cuttings. This approach is particularly useful for pruning overgrown jade plants or salvaging a broken stem, turning what could be waste into a new plant. To start, identify a healthy section of stem from a mature jade plant. The chosen stem should have several leaves and be about 3 to 6 inches long. Using clean, sharp scissors or pruning shears, make a clean cut just below a node, the point on the stem where leaves are attached. It is crucial to ensure that the cutting tool is sterile to prevent introducing diseases to the fresh cut. Once the stem is cut, remove the lower leaves to expose several nodes. This exposed section is where the roots will eventually develop. After preparing the stem, it should be left to dry for a few days in a warm, dry place. This drying period allows the cut end to callus over, similar to the leaf cutting method. The callus formation is vital as it helps protect the cutting from excess moisture and potential rot when planted. After the callus has formed, prepare a pot with a well-draining potting mix suitable for cacti and succulents. This specialized mix ensures good drainage and air circulation around the new roots. Insert the calloused end of the stem into the potting mix. It should be planted deep enough to support the stem standing upright, usually a few inches deep, covering a few of the exposed nodes. Water the soil thoroughly after planting the stem cutting. Following the initial watering, allow the soil to dry out completely before watering again. This watering approach encourages the roots to grow deeper in search of moisture, promoting a strong root system. As the stem cutting establishes itself, it will begin to produce new leaves from the nodes just above the soil line. This growth can be observed within a few weeks to months, depending on environmental factors such as light and temperature. Using the stem cutting method not only accelerates the growth of new jade plants, but also effectively manages the size and shape of the parent plant, making it a favored technique among gardeners looking to maintain healthy, aesthetically pleasing jade plant collections. Once jade plant cuttings are successfully planted, whether by leaf or stem methods, the focus shifts to providing the best care to ensure they thrive. Proper care involves creating an ideal environment and maintaining appropriate watering and feeding practices. New cuttings require a stable environment with controlled conditions. They thrive in bright, indirect light, which mimics the shaded undercanopy of their native growing conditions. Direct sunlight can be too harsh, potentially causing the delicate new growth to scorch, whereas too little light can weaken the plants. A west or east-facing window typically offers the ideal light intensity for jade plants. Temperature and humidity also play critical roles. Jade plants prefer moderate to warm temperatures between 65 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Sudden temperature fluctuations or exposure to cold drafts can hinder the rooting process and overall health of the cutting. While jade plants do not require high humidity and are quite drought tolerant once established, maintaining moderate humidity around the plant helps encourage robust growth. Watering new jade plant cuttings correctly is crucial for their development. Overwatering is one of the most common mistakes that can lead to root rot, especially in a succulent that thrives on neglect. Initially, after planting the cutting, water thoroughly to settle the soil around the roots, and then allow the soil to dry out completely before the next watering. This method encourages the roots to grow deeper in search of moisture, strengthening the plant's foundation. Once established, jade plants require even less frequent watering, relying mostly on the occasional thorough watering when the soil is dry. While young jade plants are establishing, they benefit from light feeding. A balanced, water-soluble fertilizer diluted to half the recommended strength can be applied every 4 to 6 weeks during the growing season. It is important not to over-fertilize, as succulents are sensitive to excessive nutrients, which can lead to salt buildup in the soil and potentially harm the plant. Regular monitoring of new jade plant cuttings is essential. Watch for signs of new growth, which indicates successful rooting and adaptation. Conversely, signs of distress such as yellowing leaves, stunted growth, or soggy stems should be addressed quickly. Adjustments in watering frequency, light exposure, or potting mix may be necessary to resolve these issues. By following the methods outlined, such as ensuring cuttings are properly calloused and using the appropriate soil and environmental conditions, gardeners can enjoy the growth of new jade plants that are as healthy and vibrant as their parent. The joy of seeing a new plant emerge from a simple leaf or stem is one of the many pleasures of gardening. Remember, patience and attention to detail are key in the early stages of jade plant cuttings. Monitoring and adjusting care as the plants grow can make a significant difference in their development. With the right care, these new jade plants will flourish, becoming a cherished part of your home or garden. We encourage you to try propagating your jade plants. It's a simple and effective way to create more beauty in your surroundings and share it with others. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or a beginner, the process of growing new life from an existing plant is an enriching experience that deepens your connection to nature.